Dr. Nandipa Magudumalong with a Mozambican national have been arrested in Tanzania late last night. On the 26th of March 2023, the National Commissioner of South African Police Services, General Fani Masemula, ordered the prioritization of the investigations into the Mangaung prison escape case. Detectives from the Family Violence, Child Protection and Sexual Offences, and the Organized Crime Investigations units in the Free State and Gauteng provinces were appointed to work around the clock on these investigations with a track and tracing team of Correctional Services and Crime Intelligence. A case of murder is also under investigation following the outcome of the DNA analysis that confirmed that the body of the deceased, which was found in the Mangaung Correctional Facility, was not that of Thabo Bester. The autopsy report went on to further reveal that the deceased had died as a result of a blunt force trauma to the head and was already dead prior to the arson incident in the Mangaung Correctional Facility. A case of escape from lawful custody was also registered on confirmation by the Department of Correctional Services that Thabo Bester was not in their custody. We have confirmed with all relevant authorities in Tanzania, which include the National Commissioner of Police in Tanzania and Interpol, that fugitives are being processed in the Tanzanian criminal justice system. I've also had a telephone discussion and call with the Minister of Justice in Tanzania, who has confirmed to us of their cooperation and willingness to help in the process to bring.
It was a story that shook the nation. A convicted rapist and murderer supposedly burned to death in his cell at a maximum security prison in South Africa. But questions were raised. Was he really dead? And if not, how did he escape? The investigation began. The story was uncovered by an online nonprofit news agency, Ground Up. They had been following the case of a man named Thabo Bester. He was serving a life sentence for the rape and murder of a young woman in 2005. But as they dug deeper, they found something strange. There were inconsistencies in the story. Ground Up turned to Nathan Geffen, an editor who had been following the case. Geffen knew that there were too many unanswered questions. How did a man burn to death in a maximum security prison? How did the coroner find that he had died before the fire? How did a man who looked like Thabo Bester attend a glamorous event in Johannesburg? Geffen and Ground Up decided to investigate further. They found CCTV footage that showed two people hastily exiting the prison around the time of the incident. They also discovered that Thabo Bester had been running a media company from his prison cell using a laptop. He even organized an event in the prison with staff and premises. This came as a serious shock. This was not just a rapist and murderer, but a scam artist of phenomenal proportions. They contacted G4S, the company that provided security at the prison, but G4S denied that Thabo Bester had escaped. They said he had died in his cell. Geffen and Ground Up knew there was more to the story. They continued their investigation. They found a man who looked like Thabo Bester at a Woolworth store a month after he was supposed to be dead, and they found that body was 25 centimeters shorter than Thabo Bester. They wanted answers, and so they contacted G4S again, but the company